I want a poet. An uncommon one when all about us are poets by the dozen. I want a poet who doesn't know it. A steel farmer of a poet from the stratosphere to plunk in our ear, over here and over there, a mouthful of air we will never forget. I need a poet. I really do. A chewed up, spat out, hellish comment of a poet. To turn me inside out, to rip my head off, to shake the lead out, to wake the dead up, to make me sit up and mix my shit up. A poet who could spout icy fire, who will always stir it up and never will be shut up. I want a poet. A man, a woman poet, a wild child poet, a lesbian, gay, gender-blender poet, a transy poet, a poet of the humankind to blow my mind with or without rhyme, who could take this time and space and make them change place and replace in the blink of an ear your cold stone face with a different trace that says it all. I need a poet who out-Dillons Dylan, who outwits Whitman, who outshakes Shakespeare, whose voice will freeze you in your tracks, who will care about the facts. A poet who's really whack and acts in surprise attacks against the status quo, who just won't ever let it go, with verbal barbs to throw at the psychobabble feelers, at the charlatan healers, at the everyday ordinary climate change deniers, and very ordinary everyday death dealers dealing death in the Lord's name. I need a poet untamed real game, who breaks out in sweats, cancels all the bets, a poet who zigs when you expect it to zag, whose voice leaves no choice but for action, reaction. A poet whose light is so true, the sun seems a ghost, and the moonbeam a shadow. A poet who inspires the stars and not vice versa. A poet who sees the real gone beyond. And the one in the everyone. I need a poet fleet of tongue, full of fun, who sings for her lunches, who pulls no punches, who shouts hints and hunches. To unhinge the universe, to explode verse by verse every myth and legend now, to pull sacred cows down, to eat our hearts out from the stage and on the page, whose blinding rage sizzles the brain cage, and who has the balls to tear down walls. I want a poet, a diligent, tireless wordsmith, whose words are worth the work, whose worth is in giving birth on this earth to thought dreams anew, untried and unpreviewed. Who's a soothsayer, bloody slayer, someone among us who's idiosyncratic, autonomous, and absolutely anonymous. Poet who's in the vanguard with the doors unbarred to take us real far into the live zone, our true home. Back to the rag shop and bone heap, the prison keep of our blood pumping heart.
Yeah.